folks, and welcome back to another episode of Pinal Prep Spotlight, brought to you by 911 Air Repair, your local air conditioning experts specializing in maintenance, repair, and new installations. So you guys can see, we have a different view. We're kind of in limbo right now, just getting kicked around, but hey, we just go with the flow. Our game of the week is going to be pretty much kind of wrapping up our regular season because the playing games for both baseball and softball are going to start next Wednesday. So talking about our game of the week, that is going to be Maricopa at Casa Union. This is going to be a Thursday game. And, there's kind of a lot of implications here for this game. This is going to be the second meeting of the week between these two teams. And depending on how things go, it's pretty much all for playoff seedings. Entering the AIA power rankings this week, CG Union came in at number 12. Maricopa is at number 21. And while a loss for either of these two teams might not necessarily, bump them out of playoff contention for Maricopa, speaking at number 21, a win either way can only help either team go up. David, what are you looking for in this game?
I'm looking to see what Maricopa has because Maricopa has essentially the most to lose here. Casa Union looks pretty solid when it comes to making the play-in. Just for them, it depends on if they're going to be hosting or not. So they're still going to want to come out here and have a decent performance against the Rams. And, there's going to be two games played, one at the time of this recording and then the other one on this Thursday. So it's going to be a really interesting aspect to how Maricopa can battle and get these wins because a win only helps them, like you said, and then a loss could impact them a little bit, but it just depends on how much the rankings kind of make them fall out here. So, Maricopa's been solid this year. They just had, there's been some inconsistency with this team, but then on the other side, Union has just been a really solid team all around. They got 4 batters with above 50 plate appearances, batting over 400. They have really solid pitching. They've had 2 starters with ERAs around 2.5 or so. So they've had some really solid performances from these girls, and they're going to continue to try to elevate themselves. But it just comes down to where things shake up and can they continue to win and get these games locked down. For Maricopa, they have to play their best because they have the most to lose here. For Union, they have a sense to lose because they may not be able to host a play-in game if things don't go their way. So there's still a lot of implications here, like you mentioned, but we're just going to have to wait and see what happens here. I'm expecting a really solid game between these two, and I expect the intensity to be very high because at the end of the season, this is where your wins matter. This is where all games matter, and you have to come out here and put on your best performance.
So, looking at these two teams, youth is a factor for both of them. Maricopa, their middle infield is made up of 2 freshmen, which has kind of caused those little headaches for them defensively. But overall, they've done a pretty solid job, like David mentioned. Pitching is questionable. I feel like here, CG Union has the more dominant pitcher in Michaela Wallace, and just what she's been able to do this season. She is only just a sophomore. And then overall, like David mentioned, offensively, CG Union is loaded. They have Addie McClintock leading off, batting over 450. Olivia Vance is another person you got to look out for. And while these two fields might not be home run friendly for either of these two teams, they are capable of putting the ball into play. So it's really going to come down to which defense can step up and limit those errors. Overall, David, anything else you want to add?
I think you hit the nail on the head. Your pitching and defense matters, especially at this point of the season as you're trying to finish out your regular season and get a spot in the play-ins or the playoffs. So pitching and defense are going to be huge, but you also have to find timely hits as well. So whichever team can do that, they're going to have a good success here in these last series and towards the end of the season, and we'll see where they stack up when it comes to play-in time.
As always, be sure to check out Pinal Central and tune in next week when we talk about the postseason.